Play this one at home. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Doris Burke courtside. Next to me, Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr in the booth. And a brief look here as State Farm presents our starting lineups. Someone will be keeping an eye on, Roy Hibbert.
You know, Hibbert was a guy that you weren't sure if he would pan out as a center in the NBA. He had a nice career at Georgetown, but what he's done is he's developed his game year in and year out. He's gotten better every season. Good footwork, strong body, knows how to use that body to score around the basket.
Yeah, he's got excellent touch and really can use both hands with the jump hook. But what he really does well and where he's really grown the most is on defense. When you see a guy his size blocking shots and changing shots without fouling the way he does, that's a real presence inside. Iman Shumpert last season started off playing at point guard for the Knicks, a position he played at Georgia Tech, but it would seem he's better off long-term at the 2 or 3 spot. More of a slasher than he is a playmaker and an excellent defender to boot.
We're all hoping he comes back from that blown knee he suffered in the playoffs against Miami. And here's Anthony from the arc. And again, New York with the triple.
Another nice move from a player we've basically come to expect. Nothing less from.
There's the dish to Hibbert. Outside, George. Back to Hibbert. It's his first trip to the line. And he can't get the first one. And he sinks the second. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, I spoke with the head coach of the Pacers. I talked to him about plans he had coming into this game, and the one thing he told me was that he wanted to make sure it didn't come down to the wire, saying with guys like Melo and Amari, I don't want the ball in their hands with a chance to win it at the end. We need to get out ahead early and never let them back in it. We'll see if they're able to avoid a close finish, guys.
And thank you for that, Doris. Now here's Hibbert. Hill up top, over Chandler, and the basket by Hill. Hill's got his first points of the game. The Knicks have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Here's... Oh!
Are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
Did you see that?
Oh, we got to see that one again, guys. We've got to see that again.
I need a replay. I'm not sure what I just looked at.
The Pacers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Hill against Felton. And the basket by Hill. Hill's got his second basket of the night.
That's how you exploit that defense. Take the ball right to the basket.
Here's Shumpert. That's good.
Right from the get-go, they've been shooting the ball extremely well.
Well, I think it's a matter of just continuing to knock down shots like that. They'll get the W here, no question about it.
Now, here is Hill. Wes setting the pick for Hill. That's good. Hill's got 6.
Well, for him, that finger roll is almost second nature. That's a tough shot for most players.
Shumpert passes to Carmelo. It's rebounded by Roy Hibbert. Pacers trail by 4. Stevenson dishes to George. He dishes it to Hibbert. Here's Hill. Here's Stevenson. Rises up and throws it down.
Boy, that's hard-nosed sandpaper basketball right there. A lot of little friction in there, partner.
Oh, I love the way you described that. Was it ever? Nobody was going to get to the rim but him.
Oh, man, with the violent putback to finish it off.
A free-flowing...
17.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
Yeah, this team is on the same page, no question. They're right where they need to be offensively.
And they're hitting their scores with on-time and on-target passes, too. That's fun to watch.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court right now for the Pacers. Tyler Hansbrough out there with Paul George. Then there's Ian Mahinmi. Then it's Johnson, and it's Augustine in at the 1 spot.
Well, the Knicks the last few years haven't really been known for being a great defensive team. But maybe that will change with Mike Woodson coming in. A more traditional style NBA coach who's going to play a little bit slower pace, a little more isolation stuff, and as a result, maybe his team will be in better position, at least transition-wise, defensively.
Indiana trailing here. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Hansbrough misses. New York's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Tipped. And now, here comes Augustine leading the break. Pass to Smith. Throws it up high. Augustine with it. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Hansbrough. There's a whistle that goes on Tyler Hansbrough. That's his first foul.
Terrific defensive play to cut him off and square up.
And he took a shot. Excellent toughness to get in there and make a play. I love that kind of work.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Tyson Chandler. He's checked in for Camden. Anthony comes in for Kenyon Martin. Mon Shumpert's checked in for J.R. Smith. And that's Felton in for Jason Kidd. You can see the results last year, Steve. You know, the Knicks clearly seem to be more focused on defense. I think it helped their offense, and Clark had clearly helped them get to the playoffs.
Well, Kevin, I think the question for this year is whether or not they'll be able to keep that same energy and focus for a full season. I mean, they have the players to get it done, so we'll see how it plays out.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, guys, Pacers center Roy Hibbert has trained with Tim Duncan over the last few off seasons, and they've become friends. They stay in touch, and Duncan even offered him advice and encouragement when the Pacers were in the playoffs. Hibbert said, "I had a roller coaster first 3 years in terms of my career. Tim doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. I model my game after him. He's somebody who looks out for me." Guys, always great to see a star take a young man under his wing.
Well, hard to think of a better mentor for Roy than the great Tim Duncan. Thanks, Doris. Here's White. Can't hit. Great D that time from Hibbert.
Solid advantage of the rebounding totals for them so far here.
You know, in every game, but particularly in a close game, every little advantage you can use helps, and they're certainly enjoying one on the glass here.
Felton kicks to White. Tries for the alley-oop. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
How about the nice, exquisite timing on that alley-oop? Well done.
Yeah, two teammates in total sync right there. You're right.
Very harmonic.
Oh, man, it was beautiful. The pass was delivered right to the hoop. Set up that jam.
And West backs in. Good work defensively by Anthony. And here is Felton looking for his first bucket of the game. White, good. Puts up a prayer, and the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's his first foul. He gets it up. Shot is off. And a tight game here as we end the first half. Knicks up.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And it's a good one going.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Well, we know he can score, so it's not really a huge shock to see him put up these kind of big numbers.
And I would think that he most likely will continue to carry on this kind of play into the fourth.
Up front, it's Carmelo Anthony and Tyson Chandler. Felton is out there with J.R. Smith, and it's Shumpert in at the 3 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Mike Woodson. Out to Smith. New York moving the ball around. Felton kicks to Shumpert. He feeds it to Carmelo. New York needs to get off a shot. Now the Pacers moving it up. Stevenson leading the charge, and that one's good. Stevenson's got the first bucket of the third here for the Pacers.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
Well, Carmelo Anthony might be the best scorer in the league in terms of just pure skill and talent. He can do it all. He can shoot threes. He can pull up mid-range shots. He can get all the way to the rim. He gets to the foul line. One-on-one, he's almost impossible to deal with.
The pass to Chandler. He goes up, and that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Chandler's got his second bucket of the game to go. Felton against Hill. Over Chandler, and Chandler sends it back. Goes for the alley-oop, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. And for Carmelo Anthony, Steve, you talked about him as a one-on-one scorer. Clark, you played small forward. How would you try to slow him down?
Well, it's difficult defensively. I think you'd have to attack him at his defensive end. Make him work. Try to have him use energy dealing with you, pounding, banging. Go at him and try to take some of the starch out of his offensive shirt.
The Pacers making a change here. Mahinmi's checked in for Hibbert. Hansbrough comes in for David West. Johnson, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson. And DJ Augustine subbed in for George Hill.
Well, they've really picked up the intensity here since halftime.
I think they got the pep talk in both teams now, really going after each other.
Here's Mahinmi, and he makes good on the layup.
Offensively, just hammering away in the paint.
And that's 10 straight points inside, too.
Anthony, the pass to White. Kidd from deep, and that one's good. Kidd's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And a 2-for-1 opportunity.
Yeah, they got to hurry, step on the gas here.
And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That'll be his second foul of the game. A different look for New York. Camby comes in for White, and it's Felton in for J.R. Smith. Then for the Pacers, David West, he's checked in for Hansbrough. Lance Stevenson comes in for Johnson, and George Hill's subbed in for Augustine.
They can do no wrong offensively.
Everything's dropping, guys, and that confidence, it gets infectious and contagious.
9 feet out, and there's the feed to George. Just 3 on the clock. That's good. Knocks it loose. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we...
Your Knicks. 35. The Pacers. 29.
The Knicks leading by 6. On the court for Indiana. Preston Hibbert are up front. And Stevenson is out there with George Hill. And it's George in at the 3 spot.
Well, they haven't been getting lit up from outside here. All the points they're giving up are from in close. They've got to offer more resistance.
Yeah, defense has to get better, Clark. They've got to body up, bump somebody, get physical, force the action back out to the perimeter. That's exactly what they had in mind on that possession.
Here's...
How about that basketball fan? Wow. And not much resistance on that jam.
Yeah, defensively, you're right. Not a great sequence.
Well, they lost track of them, and they paid the price.
Special thanks to Sprite for that sweet replay. Pacers trail by 8. And here is Hill. Here's West. Good. The assist goes to Hill.
That's 4 straight field goals coming inside the paint.
Boy, they're taking it right to him, Steve, and the defense has really been way too passive for my liking.
They're just getting better offensively as the game goes along, making good choices and getting high percentage shots.
And they're playing hard and playing smart too, Steve. They've just been very, very good.
That's good. 11 points for Roy Hibbert.
No question, they're trying to pound the ball inside. That's 5 straight hoops inside.
And if the D won't stop it, keep at it. I mean, those are the kind of looks you want all day long.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, guys, over that break, I was able to catch the message Mike Woodson was giving to his team. He laid one thing out there for them, saying, now is the time to eliminate any chance of a mistake. We've got a good lead. Don't take any unnecessary risks or commit a silly foul. Smart basketball from here on out.
Pacers trail by 7. Hill kicks it to West. Outside, George. Knicks with the rebound. 1:31 left in the fourth quarter. Now Chandler inside. Gets it to go.
I really thought they did a better job, a much better job of getting it inside in the first half. They've got to get back to throwing it in the paint more here in the second.
You know, Chandler is such a defensive presence inside. He's athletic. He's 7'1". He can cover ground. He can guard pick and roll. He can also close you out. And block your shot at the rim. And he's also a very efficient offensive player as well. So Chandler, a big-time talent.
Yeah, he really is. He's a high effort guy, too, especially on the glass. I mean, he stays around the rim, and he gets some of the most emphatic putbacks and alley-oops you'll ever see. The defense just couldn't recover in time.
Yeah, the D pretty much went brain neutral on that one, Clark. Wouldn't
Yes,
you?
sir. I like that phrase.
Yeah, I don't use that phrase very often, but to me, that's what happened. He shifted the brain into neutral.
That was embarrassing.
Hill dishes to Stevenson, and he bangs it home with one hand.
Man, they are both lighting it up here.
Exciting basketball, Steve. I mean, it's been back and forth, each side dropping in points every chance they get.
Shumpert, no good.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
Hill with it. Al Felton defending. And West backs in. The jump hook. Yes! And now they trail by just 4. The Knicks have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Felton can't get it to go. The Pacers have gotten 7 of their 8 shots to fall here in the fourth. A tremendous offensive outburst. West inside to the paint, puts it up, and Chandler with the block. And they go to the intentional foul. And the first of 2 misses. White, he's checked in for Raymond Felton. And the Pacers also making a change. Hibbert's checked in. He's able to hit the second one, and that puts them up by 5. And the Pacers call time here. They're behind by 5. 23 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
I think the coach is telling them here to just take the easy points in a hurry, and then you got to foul right away.
I don't think they necessarily need to just foul blindly right away here. You'll go for a steal before you send one of them to the foul line.
At the line for 2.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
And that ups their lead, so if they can continue to do that, get to the line, knock down their free throws, they should be in pretty good shape.
And the Pacers with possession here. Dishes to Johnson.
Defensive foul. Orlando Johnson. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that trims the lead to 6. So it's both teams making substitutions here. So Johnson hits 2 of them. Here comes Carmelo Anthony. And he commits the intentional foul.
Tyson Chandler.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. The Pacers making a switch here. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth. And here is Hill. A shot by West. Indiana again missing.
I thought he'd make that one. I mean, that's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen.
So it's New York picking up the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.